Well, we may not have any summer weather, but the boys of summer are ready to rock and roll in just a few days. Another season of Post 22 Hard Hats baseball starts. We thank you so much for joining us for our season preview. Mark Benetti, voice of the Post 22 Hard Hats, alongside the head coach and the general manager of your Hard Hats, Mitch Messer. Mitch, thanks so much for joining us today. Hard to believe another season is upon us. Before we go ahead and look at the season that is to come, let's take a look at the season that was. A very successful campaign, a runner-up in the regional finals, and it started off a little shaky. 0-6 record to kind of kick off the campaign. What went through your mind as the season started?
Well, last year we had a lot of new faces. I mean, we're a young ball club. That wasn't a secret. Everybody knew that. We lost a lot from the 2014 season. So I think there was just a lot of getting familiar with each other. Young players trying to find their way through. It's their first time on varsity. And I think there was a little bit of, I think they just got tired of losing. And they went on a pretty good roll.
Yeah, you got that first win, and that first win sparked a run of 53 wins and 8 losses in the next 61 games. What did you attribute to the turnaround?
Well, it kind of goes back to, I think they got tired of losing. On that 6th loss, we got no hit. And I think the pride factor stepped in. A lot of that too was our pitchers. The weather started to warm up. Our pitchers could extend a little bit further into the game, and we had quality starters. We knew we had quality starters, and they just started getting more comfortable on the mound. Once they got comfortable and confident, I feel like the hitters relaxed a little bit, and they just started getting comfortable in the box.
So many ups and downs in the season, so many series, so many tournaments especially, and one of the biggest turning points of the season, just from the broadcast vantage point of things, was in Minnesota at the Gopher Classic, and that was a tournament where a lot of players really started to come in their own, really started to hit the bat well. What was it about that tournament that allowed those players to start coming into their own and essentially use that as a launch pad into the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, Creighton Prep was a target, and they knew that. In our region, Creighton Prep historically has been the team that you need to beat if you want to get to the World Series. So we matched up with them first day, and we knew that that's a team that we have to beat to win the tournament, and we knew that long term, that's a team that we need to beat to get to where we want to be. And so we took that team to extra innings. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for us, but they found out that they could play with everybody and anybody. And the confidence grew from there.
So you use that as a launch pad into the postseason. You win the Region 3A, clean sweep of that tournament. Then you get to the state tournament. You lose a game to Sioux Falls West, which forces a winner-take-all showdown with Yankton Post 12 state championship game, and took some fireworks to get the win.
Yeah, it did. And look, I don't care what sport you're playing. It's hard to win championships year in, year out. And Yankton had a good ball club. They played a great state championship game. They have some kids that can flat out hit. And it was just one of those games where everything we hit went right at them. But the last one we hit worked out in our favor.
Bottom of the 11th walk-off error sent Zach Solano home for what was a 3rd consecutive and 40th overall state title in the team's program history. 40 state titles. How do you process that?
Well, it's pretty amazing. It's no secret. This is a pretty special program. And Coach Plouffe, much of the credit has to go to Coach Plouffe. I mean, he established the tradition of baseball in Rapid City, and not only just for this program, but in our community. And we're just here to receive the benefits from it. It's pretty special.
So then you go into the regional tournament, you go to Bismarck, North Dakota, and the first 4 games, the team is just rolling. They have a combined batting average of about .365, a staff ERA of .37. Only 1 earned run was allowed in about 36 innings of baseball. What do you attribute to that?
They rose to the occasion. We knew we had strong starting pitching, and these guys got it done. I mean, you go back and you look over the history of our program, we've had really good arms, and historically what's got us to the World Series are epic performances on the mound. Well, we had epic performances in the regional tournament last year from John Zastro and Cody Carlson. So pitching was what got us there for sure.
Had 2 complete game shutouts for both gentlemen, and then unfortunately you go into Championship Sunday, 2 chances to win 1 game to go to the World Series for the first time in 10 years, and unfortunately things didn't work out. When you look back at that Sunday, what do you think led to what happened?
Yeah, to be honest, it's been a while since I've spent a lot of time thinking about it. Certainly had a lot of time right away to think about it. It's just one of those things. It's a funny game. It's sports. Any other day, I think we got it. That day, we didn't have it, and that's what matters. So we played them tough. I was proud of our kids. I was extremely proud of our kids. and how they handled themselves. They did not quit. They kept fighting both games. We went into the bottom half with a chance to walk it off and just came up short. So that's c'est la vie. That is life.
And then you look to this season, and there are two common themes coming into the start of this season. And the first one is you're returning just about everybody except 3 players. That's got to instill a lot of confidence in not only yourself but in this entire ball club.
Yeah, and again, it's what a difference from last year. Last year we had a bunch of guys who are not familiar with varsity baseball. These guys are familiar with varsity baseball. They're familiar with each other, and this is a group that just likes to play. And they're just baseball players. They like to play together too. So, yeah, I'm excited. They're 1 year older. They are bigger. They are faster, and they are stronger. So Scott Benson's been doing a great job with those guys. We're excited to see them get out and start competing.
And that's the other X factor is that this team is getting bigger and they are getting that much wiser and older. It's got to be amazing as a coach to see what 1 year does. The ball comes off the bat a little quicker. The ball comes out of the hand a little faster. That's got to really spice things up.
Yeah, and we talked about it from day one that we came into this program that player development was going to be our focus, and we spent the last 6 months focusing on what do we got to do to get there. We got to be the final 8. Whatever we did last year was good, but it wasn't quite good enough. And the kids have been working their tails off. Again, Scott Benson, our strength and conditioning coach, has been doing a great job with our guys.
Last question for you here, Coach. The biggest X factor coming into this season for you personally, what do you feel it is?
It's on the mound again. It's pitching. And we have quality arms. We have 2 young guys that are coming up from the Expos last year we're really excited about. They're going to need to contribute. And then the returners, we have a couple of returners who are going to have to step up, give us big innings.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for your
All
time.
right.
It's going to be a heck of a ball season. I'll tell you that. This weekend it starts against the Sheridan Troopers.